early.
Yep.
Now, on my phone,
Live. We are live.
You might get a notification that it's live.
We are live. Welcome.
Yes, I see it.
Welcome to the end of year podcast live stream here on YouTube. So we started a couple minutes early just to get some people in here. We're gonna wait just a little bit. Obviously, I have my co-host here, the one and only,
The commish.
the commish, and so let's talk. Let's talk. What's new? What's new with the league right now? What's going on?
Well, as you know, our season just finished. We are in the process of crowning Senior Zach Krasnowski with the Don, the championship trophy. And
Yes.
we're going to talk a little bit about how the champion came to be. We're also going to give away a Gabriel Davis autograph rookie card, Beckett graded rookie card.
Very
We're going to do a
nice.
raffle here for you guys.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a beautiful card. 9.5 Beckett grade on the card, 10 on the auto. It's a Leaf Valiant rookie card. It's numbered 12 of 75. So yeah, nice card for
Very nice.
any Bills fan.
Love Gabe Davis. He's one of my sleepers going into next year. Just let you know right now. I see a Deontay Johnson kind of not quite as big of a splash, but I see that kind of sleeper appeal out of him.
I kind of feel like John Brown's not going to be on the Bills next year.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right? Like he didn't play almost all year, and did they really? Josh Allen still threw for 4,000 yards, and
Yeah, he didn't need him.
33 touchdowns or whatever.
I'm just texting a couple guys here, letting them know that we're on, that we're going, that we're golden.
Some other things that we have planned for tonight. We're going to be presenting our last place team with the Xffl Participation Award trophy, which is a new trophy that I purchased during the offseason. I'm going to show it right here.
There it is.
That is
The participation trophy.
Yeah. Participation.
Last place.
It's a toilet too. If you can't tell, it's a toilet.
Yes, it's a dirty toilet.
So we're gonna see if we can get our last place finisher for a
I see we have another person.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can get Andrew Newman.
Welcome, anonymous viewer.
We're gonna see if we can get the last place finisher on for a quick comment. And of course, we're going to see if we can get Zach Krasnowski himself, the league champion, on for a short interview, a little exit interview.
Yes. So, and also I want to mention we do also have a new Twitter handle for the league.
Yeah.
Let me get that for you. Some of you have already begun following. It is at the Xffl commish. Okay. And that is the Xffl Fantasy Football League. So if you look that up on Twitter, I'm not going to flood your timelines with garbage and nonsense. It's going to be primarily important news, trades, maybe if there's off-season trades. Put those out there on that.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it, because when we started the league, we always said we don't want to do like some big text group that's going to become obnoxious. Constantly getting text messages and you don't even know maybe who the person is who's texting. So I wanted to avoid that, and so we did email early on, but I don't know how many people really check their emails. But Twitter, sure, if you get a tweet notification from the at XFFL commish,
you're gonna want to see what that's about. Who got traded where? Who got fleeced? We'll do some other fun things too with it. But yeah, definitely follow at the XFFL commish. We got a thumbs up here. Andrew Newman, I am carrying that with me every day. Sometimes I feel good about my life and need these kind of reminders. Is he talking about
He might be talking about his trophy.
The last place. You know what? Should we, before we call the champ, should we call the champion
the toilet
champ? The toilet champ.
Yeah, let's
do that. Yeah.
Let's see if we can get Andrew on the phone here.
Disclaimer, we don't know how this is going to go because we did not clear this with Andrew
Yeah. This could go many directions.
But Andrew's a good guy. I will remind you, Andrew, that we have no bleep filters, so too many swears, and I think YouTube will shut us down.
PG-13.
Keep it PG-13. So let's call him out. Let's just see what happens. We'll throw him on speaker. See if we can talk to him real quick, and see where the wheels fell off.
Right.
For this year.
Right from the horse's mouth.
Yep. Oh, so it's ringing. There he is, Andrew Newman. He may be too ashamed to pick up.
Yeah. He might.
It's possible.
Oh, we've got him.
Andrew.
You're on the West Her hotline.
I'm just drinking heavily right now, thinking about my life.
Yes. And we are thinking about your life too.
Yeah. And your fantasy team.
And your fantasy team. So champion of the last place participation award. Tell us, how did the wheels fall off this year?
It started with a curse from the Annis twins. They rearranged the draft scenarios, threw me through a loop. I wasn't able to pick properly, and I did score one gem out of the draft that I was harassed for daily until I gave them up to Paul Anderson.
Wow, this interview is going sideways fast.
Yeah. What about Christian McCaffrey? Does that have anything to do with it?
No.
That deer antler spray.
Oh, tough year, guys. Tough year. Don't expect this to happen again.
Who you eyeing in the rookie draft coming up? You got the second pick. That is primo territory to reload.
Yeah, you know what? If I had the first pick, I'd probably be looking at Trevor Lawrence. But
I like that.
Yeah, like just to get him quick, get him early.
I feel like this is a little bit of a Sun Tzu deception type of maneuvering here.
Right, don't want to give too much away.
A good quarterback can win you a league, so.
That's true. I mean, look who won the league this year with Patty Mahomes. So
yeah, is Trevor T-Law? Is he a running quarterback too? I haven't watched much college. Andrew, do you watch a lot of college football?
Yeah, it doesn't show by my fantasy performance, but yeah.
Well, I was gonna say because you were, higher on, some guys last year, like Antonio Gibson. I actually had no idea about him, but you were right there on that pick. He is a good player.
Yeah.
So
subject.
Yeah. Well, I said to myself, he must watch college football because I certainly don't watch any.
I'll tell you, and I'm being honest when I say this. I have reached out to Newman a bunch of times and said, "Hey, what do you think about this guy?" Because the guy sees talent and he knows talent. He just maybe doesn't know how to operate efficiently a fantasy squad yet. But it's coming, Andrew. It's coming.
I think my biggest flaw is I trust people, and I can't keep going like this, just trusting my friends and stuff to leave me there.
All right.
Because I was once told that every trade can have two winners, and
this is bad. Oh, well, I still believe that. But you know what? A trade can also have one winner and one loser. It can go that way as well.
I feel that.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thank you for talking with us, and we will get your toilet out to you.
We will. Yeah, it's funny, right? Next time I need you to work on my HVAC system or electrical components or many of the things you specialize in, Andrew. I'm sure. If not, I'll come stop out at your house sometime when I'm on my way to the Amish market out in Newfane.
Yeah. Andrew, while we have you on, would you like to put out a shameless plug for your HVAC company?
You know what? Just because the only people watching this are seeing my fantasy performance, and I don't want them to think that carries over into the HVAC. So let's just keep it on the down low.
All right, we'll pretend that it didn't even happen. All right, Andrew. Really good talking to you. Good luck this year, and talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
All right, see ya.
Now, I can personally vouch for his expertise when it comes to HVAC.
He is really good. He has worked in both of our homes, very professional.
I still owe him a hose. Actually, he left the hose here.
You left a.
Maybe I'll bring that
razor.
hose back for you too when I deliver the toilet trophy for you.
Thank you, Andrew, for picking up the phone and
being a good sport about it too.
Being a good sport. Last year his team was what? Didn't he make it to the championship, or was he
no. There was
he was a game out.
It was either Andrew or Tom Wilson who made it into the championship. But yeah, he was a playoff team. Yeah. And come on, you're out Christian McCaffrey, the best player in fantasy football.
Good luck.
He put up a lot of points too. Made a lot of points against. He didn't have the least points for it, but unfortunately, our trophy, if you want to call it that, does go to record base. Right.
So Andrew, your team may not have actually been the worst, but actually, and you look at it, I think he got nailed with points against. He was second.
Yeah, second most points.
Most points against, only to this guy. This guy had the most points against.
Yeah.
But so Andrew, your team is not that bad, but you are getting a toilet.
You're getting a toilet for the year, my friend.
Yes. So I see we have a few more people on. This is excellent. So let's go ahead. And I want to remind everybody, you can call in. You can text us. We'll try to,
call one of us. We have our numbers. We're not putting anything public on YouTube, of course.
And here on YouTube, you can type into the chat if you have a question, a comment, anything. We'll try to answer it. So let's go ahead. Obviously, we want to talk to the champ.
Yeah, we got to have the champ on.
Let's give him a call. Let's see. Can
we get him on the West Her hotline?
Yeah, let's talk to the champ. Normally, most years we would do a face-to-face, but COVID is a real thing. It is a concern.
It is real.
So let's call him up.
Let's call Zach Krasnowski, the Xffl champion of 2020.
The matchup season.
Hello?
Yeah, let's get Zach, you're on air with Max and Paul Annis here of the Xffl Fantasy Football Podcast. How you doing, champ?
Thank you for having me on. I'm extremely excited to be having this interview, celebrating my victory of the league this year.
Wow, definitely. Very, very well spoken. I mean, you won, and a lot of people don't know this who are watching, but you almost won a second league that we also are in with you.
Yeah. Close.
A home league that we've been in for, I think, 10 years now. So you were, a few points away from winning 2 championships that we know of?
Yeah, my season this year, I chalk up to one person, though. So I was in 5 total leagues this year.
Oh.
Made the playoffs in 4. And in all 4 of those leagues, I drafted or traded for Travis Kelce.
There it is.
And and he's just I told my dad, because he's a big Chiefs fan, that I'm going to buy a Travis Kelce jersey if I win one of my big leagues. So that'll be on the way soon. He's just incredible. I saw a stat that said he was like the 3rd. If he was a wide receiver, he'd be number 3, only behind Devontae Adams and Kelce in points, which is absolutely incredible for a tight end. And I think an absolute value trade for me this season, even to give up Calvin Ridley, who was an absolute monster in that position as well.
Yeah, and we hit on that trade in the last podcast, and it worked out. I mean, I'm looking at the matchup here. Travis Kelce was projected for 17 points in your championship matchup. He actually exceeded that with 19.5 points, which doesn't sound like a lot of points, but remember, at the tight end position, that's going to be tops every single week. So, you made the right trade at the right time, and it propelled you to a championship. So congrats, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at the stats too again. He only had 2 weeks where he was below 10 points, which is just like unheard of for any fantasy player at all too. Like, that's just crazy.
That is nuts, Zach. How did you? How did you know? It almost seems like you had some kind of inside knowledge here to Travis Kelce's historic season. Was this just like, he's my favorite player and I want him? Or is this like, no, I see an advantage that I can take in every league and I want it? I mean, explain to us the process of trading for him in every single league.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think just in any fantasy, this was kind of my philosophy going into the past couple of years, actually, is I would always draft the best well, I guess it's Kittle or Kelsey, right? Those are your only options in the second round. Like, you're not going to take anybody earlier. But if one of those are available in the second round, I'm absolutely going to take them because there's so much talent later on in wide receivers that you can pick up some dude off the waiver wire that's going to end up doing just as good as a wide receiver 2 that you're going to pick up in the third or the fourth round. But you can't get that value in the second round.
To interrupt you here, I'm looking here, and he had a bad week for you in the championship, but Corey Davis was a stud pickup. Right? Yeah, I'm sure he was a waiver wire.
Well, it could have been drafted. Did you draft him, Zach?
No, waiver wire position. So, it was early, though.
I have another one, Tyron Johnson,
who you are very familiar with.
I'm very familiar with, and you didn't start him in the championship week, but he, you could argue he's won you the week prior against myself.
But
Curtis Samuel here, he actually had 18 points on your bench in the championship, but he was another waiver guy.
My favorite's Tim Patrick, who stepped in admirably for Sutton this year and gave you good production. You are a waiver wire phenom, Zach. You had some injuries, Edelman and Galladay all year long, basically. And you were able to really pivot off of them from the waiver wire. You've proven it is possible to replace that production. And, guys like, who am I looking at here? Gallman, Gio Bernard.
Gio 25 points versus the Steelers. Gio Bernard. I still can't believe that actually happened.
Talk about squeezing blood from a stone, Zach. I'm very impressed with the way that you use the waiver wire. I'm looking at your team, and personally, I'm not crazy about it. But there's no question that you managed your season better than anybody. And you won. It was very close.
Yeah.
Half a point.
And let's talk about that for a second, because the matchup itself. And you can look at every player and say, oh, he had a catch that got negated. That would have given me the win or whatever. But, Indianapolis's defense got 0 points for Mike Gallagher.
Wow.
If they had just gotten 1 point, he would have won.
Sure.
I know Logan Thomas had a touchdown that was called back for penalty. That would have won it. But, and of course, Corey Davis with the goose egg, too, to make it really close at the end. So we were looking at a stat track or a stat correction.
Were you nervous, Zach, that there might be a stat correction?
Yeah, that's all the reason why I played Corey Davis, because I was up by 0.5 points going into that game because that was the late night game. So he was the best player for both of us. And I was like, I'm just going to play Corey Davis because, I know he doesn't usually – he can light it up, but, he's consistent, 5 points at least. So, just to cover that stat correction is why I played him. And then I saw him get no points, and I was really nervous going into the next day or two. So,
well, I'm glad there wasn't a stat correction and that you won. Great job. Congratulations. You are absolutely the champ. Zach, do you have anything that you want to say to the league right now?
Put the league on notice, Zach.
All right. Well, I know everyone's kind of looking at my team, like you guys said. It's not looking too great going to the next season, but there's a couple of dime pieces that you guys are missing in there. Well, one is obviously Kelsey. No one's really missing him, but I think going forward, he's going to be undisputably the best tight end for at least 3 or 4 years. And then some of you guys have mentioned that we did. I did make a trade for earlier in the year. I did have Terry McLaurin earlier in the year, and I traded him for David Montgomery.
I was going to mention that.
He was a key into the late playoff round because he was absolutely stunning.
So I don't want to call it luck, but you made the trade at the right time because Terry McLaurin was going off for the first 10 weeks of the year, and then the trade happened, and really it was David Montgomery who started going off,
right?
And Terry McLaurin really started to dip through no fault of his own, really. And I think he had an injury in there, but David Montgomery all of a sudden went off, and Terry McLaurin started to go the other way. So really, it was opportune. Did you see that coming, or is that, hey man, I got kind of lucky there on that one? What do you think?
I didn't really see Terry McLaurin going down at all. I figured he was going to be a good wide receiver, but I was looking at my team and I saw because when we drafted, I drafted Fournette and James Conner as kind of my 2 RBs, and you know how valuable RB are, especially in the dynasty league where no one wants to trade them. And I'm looking at it, and I need at least an RB2, another one to make me more solid. And I was like, who can I get for not giving up too much? And I
think that Terry McLaurin for David Montgomery was a very even trade at the time. I even had other people give me some insight on it, what they thought, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty even. And I looked at the end of the year schedule, and I was like, if I make it to the playoffs, he's going to do really, really good. And that's kind of what I was hoping for.
Gotcha. So a little bit of a look ahead as well as filling a need. So
definitely.
Well, good for you, Zach. Like I said, insanely impressed with the way you managed your roster this year, the moves that you made. And hit on a couple guys in the redraft coming up, and you'll be, your team will be flush again with talent. So
absolutely,
you can never count a guy out who's got the Mahomes Kelsey stack.
Yeah,
every single week.
I agree.
You can't beat that.
So, all right, thanks for coming on with us, Zach.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and
take care.
Hey, bye. That was the champ.
Yeah, let's show the trophy.
Show the trophy. Hey, look, we got another.
Oh, good. And remember, if you missed any of this,
rewind.
Yeah, rewind after the fact. You can watch the whole thing in its entirety.
Show the Don.
There's the Don. I can barely hold it. It's so heavy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, compare it to the toilet trophy. It's tiny.
Yeah, and Newman, you are required to showcase this in your house in a prominent spot.
If you don't showcase it, at least use it at least once. Number 1 or number 2, your choice. But hey, what do you think? Would this be a good time to raffle off this Gabe Davis card here?
Yeah, let's do it. In fact, show it again for anyone who wasn't here at the beginning.
There it is, folks. Gabe Davis, autograph rookie, graded by Beckett.
9.5 Beckett, 10 on the auto.
Yeah, very cool.
Numbered out of 75. Just a cool card for any Bills fan.
Yep. So let's get that raffled. While you get that set up, the raffle set up, I'm going to try to call. We're going to try to call one more guy.
Okay.
Michael Gallagher, also known as Herbie Hancock,
second place finisher this year.
Is he going to pick up?
Yeah.
Would I pick up if I lost by half? I don't know.
All you can do is
half a point.
I bet Andrew would love to put this right in the case with that Bills helmet he won at the draft. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
I'm rooting for you, Newman. That way I can give you more than just a toilet trophy.
Right. So I'm going to reach out to Michael Gallagher, also known as Herbie Hancock. We're going to see if he wants to talk to us. It's ringing. Oh.
Hello?
Hello, Michael Gallagher, aka Herbie Hancock. You're live with Paul and Max Annis of the Xffl Fantasy Football Podcast. How you doing?
I'm brushing my teeth right now.
You're brushing your teeth. All right. All right. Awesome.
Just trying to brush the taste out of my mouth and listening to that guy talk.
I see. Yes. Well, look, Zach only had good things to say about you, buddy.
Telling me?
Huh?
Is that on the podcast?
Oh yeah, no, you are on the. You're on the podcast, right? You're live. You're live, man. Have you been watching?
I just tuned in a second ago.
Oh, okay. So you'll have to rewind and check it out. Anyways, so you lost half a point, man. How's it? Tell us about that. Like, walk us through it. Give us anything.
Obviously it's pretty disappointing to, have a pretty good season and think you have a pretty solid team and to come up short like that. It'll leave a sour taste in your mouth for a little while, but, I think I've got a pretty good squad moving forward and one of the few teams that's made the playoffs both seasons. So I think that's probably a good indication of my Herbie Hancock as a manager and maybe a success we'll have moving forward.
Well, very professional answer from a professional man. Some of the league members may not know that Michael Gallagher is a doctor. So you can trust him.
Right.
You can trust him, and we can trust what he has to say.
Just don't trust the food pyramid.
We're not going to get into that. But, half a point, Mike. Have you ever lost a fantasy matchup or even a championship, any kind of game by that kind of a score?
I remember 2 years ago going to bed winning and then having a stat adjustment overnight and then losing by like 0.3 points or something crazy. So I had my, maybe slim hope that it could happen again the other way around, but unfortunately it didn't work out.
Well, Mike, it hurts me to hear you like this. You sound like a man defeated, and I'm used to more jovial you.
A chipper Michael Gallagher.
Mm-hmm.
You're second place. You're just the first loser. That's all.
If you're not first, you're last, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what do I get? I get the 9th pick. So not too much to show for it. But
well,
at least I was in it. I had the opportunity.
Wow.
It didn't fall my way. What happened was Josh Jacobs was falling on the 2-yard line for a free touchdown, and
Logan Thomas had a touchdown called back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the differences between a great team winning and then a mediocre team taking the championship.
Wow, shots fired.
Let me just bring it. We have a comment from Andrew Newman. That Bills helmet was the only good thing this league has ever done for me.
See, I thought friendships had been made.
Yeah, I mean, didn't that Gibson trade work out well for him?
You know what?
Maybe not this year, but come on, you got what? He's got Michael Thomas now.
Michael Thomas. He's got
give Michael Thomas another chance. Yeah, I would give Michael Thomas another chance. He's a fantasy superstar, slant boy.
Sorry, I'm just being bitter. That's all.
Yeah. Well, let me just say that hearing from some of our members via the West Her Hotline, you can hear the determination.
Oh yeah.
Going into next year, it's going to be competitive, and
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. Is there anything else that you want to say to the league? Anything? I mean, you have the floor here.
I heard from somebody that I think it was you, Paul. Trades are open.
Yes, trades are open.
Make sure you get your plug in.
Yes, so as soon as the championship was over, technically, trades are open. If same rules as last year.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go.
So we did it a little bit late into the off season because we didn't really know how to do it, without everyone's teams on Yahoo.
Right.
But we figured out a very simple way to do it, and it's just you contact the other person. There's plenty of methods for contacting them, and I can always help you get a hold of somebody. You come together on a trade. I hear from both of you.
Very important. Both parties need to,
of course,
let the other know.
And then, so then we will post the trade so the league knows. And then when it comes time to select your keepers, you just act as if those newly acquired players were on your team.
Sure.
And then I make the changes when I go to select the keepers. So even if you trade for a player, you don't even have to keep them, but they are still technically an option for you to keep.
That happened last year with Will Fuller.
Yeah. Would have been better if you kept Will Fuller, because didn't you trade for Darius Geis?
And
he choked out his
about
girlfriend
a week before he
choked
out his girlfriend.
So. Yeah, so look, not every trade is a great trade, even from this guy, right? Oh, I forgot Mike was still here with us.
I am listening.
Yeah, we should probably let him go.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna do the raffle here.
It was good to talk to you guys, and in reality, it was a great season. It sucks to lose, but congratulations to Rookie Team, and next year I'll get him.
Yeah, Mike,
gotta get my name on the Don.
Yeah, you got to. Mike, don't forget we got the commissioners meeting coming up.
Commissioners meeting, big.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
and I guess remind everybody if they have any suggestions, just to text it out so we can talk about it.
Sure. All right. Good stuff, Mike. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you doing that. All right.
See you guys.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye, Mike. Have a good night.
It sounds like he'll be drinking heavily.
I think he's already started.
Is this really helpful? All of this?
I don't know.
Is this too?
What do you guys think? Go down into the comment section and tell us.
Are the wounds helpful? Too fresh? I know my personal wounds from Eric Ebron getting 0 points is still relatively fresh.
Will you ever draft or start Eric Ebron again? Do you hold them personally responsible?
I do. And 1 year I had Roy Williams for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going back to like 2007 here, and I needed half of a point half of a point on a Monday Night Football game. He was the last player for either of us.
Sure.
Half a point. It was a PPR league. I just need one catch for 0 yards. He got like 8 targets. I'm not kidding. I was listening to the game on the radio, and he got about 8 targets. He didn't have a single catch, and I lost. And he was on my do not draft list,
Forever.
So yeah, Eric Ebron. I mean, all his football cards that I have, I burned them all. There's certain reactions that are necessary from that sort of a bad beat. But thankfully, everyone in our league, I'm friends with, we're friends with,
or at least they pretend that they're our friends,
or they pretend. Yeah.
Andrew.
So
you hurt me, friend.
I guess what I'm saying is, when they beat you, you're more okay with it because they're still your friend at the end of the day.
There you go. Good stuff.
Yeah. Might take a few weeks to, come to that conclusion.
All right, let's do this drawing here.
Yep.
So let's get right to it. Gabe Davis rookie cards. This is why you guys you don't want to talk to us. You don't want to listen to us.
No.
This is what you want.
This is why we have
the
raffles, so you'll join us. But we've got 8 tickets in here. Paul and I are not going to be eligible to win. So there it is. Anybody who wins it, I'll get it shipped out to you. And good luck.
Drum roll.
Yeah, we're gonna let Paul pick this time. So
going
pick one card. I've got your names written on the back.
We have.
What have we got?
Justin G.
Justin.
Who's that? Who is
Justin Griffiths?
Oh,
That's Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots.
Justin,
right.
I hope you're a Bills fan. I think you're a Bills fan.
He might be a Broncos fan.
Really?
I don't know.
Justin will have to let me know. If you're a Broncos. Really? Why do you think he's a Broncos fan?
I don't know. This came into my head. Justin, if you're listening, let us know. But
yeah.
So right now you have the Gabe Davis card, and if for some reason I'm right and you're a Broncos fan, maybe we could find something else for you.
Yeah, I have a vast collection. If you want, I could find something else. But I'm pretty sure he's a Bills fan. So
okay.
Hope you like the Gabe Davis card. I'll get in touch with you, get your address, and I'll get that shipped out to you right away. So
all right, good stuff.
Congrats, Justin.
Congratulations. We like to do stuff like that here at the XFL. Really trying to expand our horizons here with the Twitter, with the YouTube. Even if anybody watches, it's cool for us. Really, we just
do it. We do it for ourselves.
Yeah, we just want to get together and talk about the league because that's fun, right?
Yeah, talk about fantasy football for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So is there anything else you want to touch on here? I mean, I will mention that I have a video conference, a call with Sam Wallace from RotoViz. Okay. To kind of go over the league. Really, it's partly to go over my team. It's like what would you call it? An audit? Not an audit. It's a
review of your team.
I don't know, whatever. But I'm going to turn it into more of a, hey, this is this is our league. These are ways we can make it better. Do you have any ideas? So I do have a video call tomorrow with Sam Wallace from RotoViz. And so I will be, if there's anything you guys want to bring up, league changes, stuff like that, please let me know by tomorrow night so I can bring it up with him. But otherwise, I'll just be shooting from the hip. But so that is happening. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Speaking of suggestions to league changes, we have the annual commissioners meeting. This is where Paul, myself, and Michael Gallagher, we get together. We have a few beers. We talk about the league.
How can we make it better?
Yeah, we did this last year. Of course, you saw a couple small changes. We didn't want to be too dramatic, especially the first go around. So if you guys have any suggestions, you know how to get a hold of us. Now we're on Twitter. We're on YouTube.
We're so accessible.
You've got our phone numbers. You got my email address. Let us know what you think, and we will bring it up. And we've done it in the past where, members have said, hey, what about this? And we actually agreed, and that's what we ended up doing. So
look, everything gets talked about, even if I think it's stupid or he thinks we talk about everything. everything gets brought up and discussed. You know, it doesn't just get dismissed. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, you know, there's lots of stuff that we'll probably have moving forward as we get closer to the real NFL draft, and then as closer into the off season, we'll probably have just a couple more videos talking about, you know, like
plus
like the draft coming up, like especially the first round is going to be real interesting.
I would like to do a live stream during the NFL draft because that would be fun. Because I remember last year during the draft, you know, Paul was picking at number 1, so we were waiting for that first skill player to get picked so he could say, you know, oh, maybe this is my guy, or, you know, and you can talk about it. Or at least maybe you're right, after the draft would be probably more appropriate. Nowadays, you've got running backs going in the second round, that end up being the first pick in rookie drafts, the third round even, right? It doesn't matter. They don't have to be first-round running backs to be the top pick, right?
Yeah.
In a rookie draft. That's just how the league's going, the NFL.
All right.
Do you have anything else before we wrap this up?
I could talk all day about the young guys coming out, talk about my team, your team, anybody's team. You know, I'll open it up to if anybody has questions, anything that we want to talk about here before we log off, put it into the comments. We can see it. We'll address it. We'll talk about it. If you know,
if you want us to talk about your team, we'll talk about your team. You know, we'll dissect it a little bit.
So we'll give it a minute to see if anybody comments, and then we can, answer any questions. But otherwise, you know, it's the end of the year. We made it through. Congratulations, rookie regime. You're our winner. Eric Liddell, Saquantum Force, you are the winner of the first overall pick.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say the name Najee Harris.
Really?
I'm supposed to avoid that name. I was told to fade Najee.
Wait, who told you?
Cast him from others' minds.
Really?
Yes. So it may be the person with the second pick.
Oh, okay.
I will say, though, there's a huge debate going on right now. I don't know how much people follow it, between who's the wide receiver 1. Is it Jamar Chase or is it Devontae Smith? And I don't know if you guys have seen a picture of Devontae Smith or if you've watched him play. The man, he looks like he's never eaten dinner before.
Yeah,
he is a very skinny, scrawny man.
Yeah. He doesn't even wear gloves, does he?
I don't know.
One of those guys.
He really looks like a high schooler.
He doesn't belong in football, is what he looks like.
And yet somehow he is
a baller.
He's annihilating the college football landscape right now. I mean, like, just outlandish numbers.
Yeah.
And so there's a huge debate. You got Jamar Chase, who didn't even play this year. You know, he's got the prototype size, and you know, he's your X receiver. He plays the outside and he does all this stuff. I saw he had like 8 screen passes thrown to him the previous year. I mean, they don't use him for that gadget stuff. He's like a go down the field and moss a guy. You know, he's putting guys in body bags, right, to get that ball. And Devonta Smith, I admit I've never watched a single play from him. I just see a picture of him and I'm like, I don't know how does he get his production? But so it's very interesting to see that.
Well, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss, who are arguably 2 of the best 3 wideouts in the game. I'll put Megatron in that conversation. Okay. Jerry Rice and Randy Moss do not look like
they look like goofballs.
Yeah, they don't look like overpowering wideouts.
Right.
And yet somehow, and I don't know how tall Devonta Smith is. How tall is he? 6 foot?
I don't even think he's 6 foot.
Right? He's not that tall.
Let's take a look here.
But I think what you're looking for there is production, regardless of what the player profiles as.
Oh, no, he is 6. He's 6'1". Okay.
6'1", but still that's
listed 174 pounds.
Yeah.
Think about that.
But still, the size of the player doesn't matter how good their hands are, right? What if he's got the best hands in football? I don't know. I don't watch college football. This would be where Andrew Newman would be able to help us out with this conversation. And we are getting a comment from Zach saying, woohoo.
Yeah. I mean, I really just look at this guy. Tell me, does this guy look like he can withstand an NFL season?
No,
look at those legs.
Yeah, those are chicken legs.
God bless the guy. I'm sure he's amazing. I don't know. You could do it, but it's just I don't know. It's just it's amazing to me that some guys have him at wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
and then you have a whole other community that has Jamar Chase at 1.
Apparently, the Raiders had Henry Ruggs at 1, right?
That's crazy.
And that's over CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins.
I was rooting for Ruggs. I thought he looked like a baller.
He had a couple of good games, yeah, but he was hurt for most of the year. I think we should wrap this up.
Oh, yeah.
We got the raffle out of the way. Yep. We showed the trophies. We were able to get 3 members on the phone. Thank you guys. Thank you for picking up the phone and going over some fresh wounds for two of you guys, I suppose.
Let's just take a look here. I just want to look at the league here. It's a team we haven't really talked about, going Bills deep. Congrats to you for your big year. If you look during the championship, how many points he put up, he would have won. Like, pretty sure he put up almost 200 points. Yeah, 192 points going Bills deep.
Oh, yeah. Tom, right? We should give a shout out to Tom because his team went nuclear in all year, really. Just missed most points for on the season. And then his team went off in the playoffs. So, when you're rostering Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs and Darren Waller and Josh Allen, AJ Brown, QB1. You have a stud team, a young team. You should be really proud of what you did. It's hard. It's like, I feel like Bills Deep got skunked. I feel like you got skunked. I feel like Mike got skunked. If Zach lost, I would have said he got skunked. So it's like, everybody feels skunked. Everybody feels skunked. Especially the way it turned out where, Zach beat me by 3 points on what I would consider a very bad beat. He shouldn't have won, and I think he would admit that. That's not you still got the win. This is why we play the game. You still got the win. It's a weekly game, right? Yes, you had more points at the end of the day, but without injuries and whatnot, And then he goes on to beat Mike by half a point, and Mike had put up crazy numbers the week before. Mm-hmm. So it's a weekly game once you get into the playoffs. I've heard it said that fantasy football is a game within a game. So you can play the one game great, it's more like the seasonal game. And then once you get to the playoffs, it's a whole nother game that you have much less control over, right? You can lose a game in the regular season. It's like, okay, whatever, I'll just win the next 9. You win one, you lose one in the playoffs, it's game over, man. That's what Mike was saying. Like, my team put up the most total points on the season. Right. I had one blow up week, but I never had, I wasn't consistently putting up 160 points, and then I get to the playoffs and 120 points. And then the next week I didn't really set my lineup, but if I had played the championship, it probably would have been like 120 points. So, and those would have been 2 of my lower scoring weeks of the season. So, I don't know. It's tough, because you put up the most points during the season, and then you have 2 bad weeks in the playoffs. It happened to me. I had the exact same scenario. Most points for in the league. Get to week 15, lose. Week 16, I put up almost 200. I mean, while you're sitting at home, it just is what it is. You can't get down on yourself for it. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. We had a great year. We look forward to this next upcoming year. Make trades, talk to people. Check out the videos. Check out the Twitter. Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Yep. Do you want to do a plug for the link again? Yeah, one more. So if you're not following us on Twitter, the Twitter account was made today. It is at the Xffl Commish. Okay, at the Xffl Commish, and that's how you can follow us. You'll get notifications when we're going to do the live streams and trades, etc. Any other league news will go there. Just to wrap things up, Andrew, we're going to get you thumbs up. We're going to get your toilet trophy out to you as soon as possible. Justin, congrats on winning the Gabe Davis. Way to go, buddy. Beckett graded autograph rookie card. It's gorgeous. And then finally, Zach,
there it is.
we are going to get Zach. We're going to get this all set up for you soon, and we're going to do. We're of course going to give you your cash prize. He had a good year. All combined, it was about $1,100.
I think that's about how much Saquonta made the year before, isn't it?
I think he made a little bit more because he had 4 weeks of highest score. Plus, he had highest points for during the year. Last year, Eric had just a monster year. He racked up all kinds of bonuses to go with first place, but still an awesome year. $1,100 in this economy. Yeah. So yeah, Zach, we're gonna, and then once we do the ceremony with Zach, we'll probably post some pictures on Twitter.
Sure.
On the XFL commish Twitter.
You know.
Yeah.
Socially distance.
No.
Of course.
Zach, you're getting a hug as soon as I see you. All right. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks again. Appreciate it. And look for the next live stream probably in a few weeks or, maybe a month or two at worst. Yep. And that's it. See ya.
I was going to do some outro.